But before we go to a discussion, we can look at the Business Daily because we have the chair of the Kenya Chamber of Commerce and Industry. I want him to weigh in on this. KRA gets power to raid homes without police. This is on tax wars. Law change to allow revenue officers to collect evidence, prosecute tax cheats. Listening to what is tucked away inside here as well, the Kenya Revenue Authority has acquired new powers to independently raid business premises and homes of suspected tax cheats for evidence without the backing of the police. The Finance Bill 2017, which was released on Tuesday, has amended the law to enable taxmen initiate investigation and use seized materials as evidence in court without relying on the police, whom the taxman accuses of bungling cases. That story tucked away also on the front on page 4 of the Business Daily today. And I'm holding court this morning, as I mentioned, with the chairman of Kenya Chamber of Commerce and Industry. This is Mr. Kiprono Kittony. Just weigh in on this particular development, first of all.
Thank you, Earlier on, you made reference to us as the private sector, and I think even in your poll question, you referred to us as the private sector. But yes, we are a private sector body, but the Chamber of Commerce really likes to differentiate itself because we are a membership organization that is in the grassroots.
Yes.
And you see, if you refer to us as private sector, they might think we are KEPSA. We are not actually KEPSA. We are the chamber. We represent a very large constituency at the grassroots, the SME, the people where the rubber meets the road.
Yes.
And we really want to have our identity clear. We are part of a global movement, and we believe that we are doing a lot to really foster development in this country. One of Kenya's great competitive advantages is our ability to tax and tax effectively. The culture of people wanting to pay tax is really also taken roots. And if we look at ourselves and compare ourselves with many of our neighbors, Kenya's 5% GDP growth is very sustainable because of the fact that we do collect taxes. We have an effective revenue authority. And I must say that over the past few years, KRA has done exceptionally well. They have been very engaged with their stakeholders. In fact, only 2 weeks ago, we as a chamber signed an MOU with them. And part of that, the thinking in that MOU is for us to really take the message to the grassroots that people need to pay taxes. And that the payment of taxes also leads to better services from the government to whom that you should expect those services from. Now, I have just noted today that the Finance Bill now proposes to give KRA the power to visit homes, raid businesses without even accompaniment of police. And that really speaks against a very fundamental right, the right to privacy, the right to safe enjoyment of one's own property. There must be a reason for this, and we are surprised that even in the Taxpayers' Week that was held 2 weeks ago, that KRA did not consult with the taxpayers with regard to this specific intervention. There must be a reason for it, but on the outset, we think we need to understand more what it is all about. But my thinking is that really it is a provision that could easily be abused and for criminal activity to be encouraged through it. A few years ago, we saw that Kenya Power and Lighting tried to enforce a similar measure, and it was not good because you see then what happens is then criminals will use it. People will come to your home purporting to be power officials, but in reality they are just criminals. So for us, we think it's very important that they use and follow due process. And that if there is going to be any invasion to a business premise or to a personal home, that they need to be accompanied by police or law enforcement officers. Yes.
Well, let's hear also from Dr. Lelerup, because police have been adversely mentioned here. And maybe Dr. I should go back there and read it for you so that you can hear what they're saying. That police, they're accusing the police because now they've evaded the police because the police have been bungling cases.
Yeah.
Do you hold with this particular view from especially the officials from KRA?
Yeah, I have no information about how police are engaging in such activities, but what I know is that law enforcement is within the mandate of the National Police Service. So for whatever reasons, I think the National Police Service has been exercising that mandate with a lot of prudence, and therefore our support to any institution, either KRA or any government institution or even private institutions, is to guarantee that they execute their mandate effectively. And this is a very key institution Kenya Revenue Authority, and therefore we have been providing services to ensure that KRA execute their mandate effectively.
Thank you.